How's it going, guys? Thunderbuddy01 here, along with...
Fuck. Clay Ranger 143, aka the little re to this big stick.
Yep. And today we're going to be reviewing a very rare radio, the Sima FirstAlert WX-268. And I just realized there's a little bit of glue on here from the sticker that this came with, but that shouldn't be that big of a deal.
Yeah.
So this radio, it's not really common. Like, you don't really find these like anywhere on eBay. They're about as rare as the black and silver WR100.
Well, not exactly. You see, I hate to burst your bubble there, but this radio was one of 5. Now, tell me this. Where do you find 5 black and silvers?
eBay.
But you've never seen 5 black and silvers, have you? You only had 1. And you have 1.
Right. Oh yeah, now I remember. Someone on eBay was selling like 5 of these.
Yeah.
And
they were all like sun bleached to shit. I bought one of them.
But mine broke!
That was a really good echo, but hey.
And I had to finish it off because it was a piece of...
And I somehow struck gold and got the working one.
Hey, at least we can review it.
Yep. So we're gonna take an in-depth look of this radio's cool quirks and features.
And yes, I pulled a Doug DeMuro!
We said that at the exact same time.
Please don't pull a Doug DeMuro. Alright.
Alright. On a serious note, we're gonna take an in-depth look of the FirstAlert WX-268. Now, let's tie our asses to our chairs and let's begin.
So a quick rundown of this radio. Before Spectra purchased FirstAlert sometime in the early to mid-2010s, it was owned by a company called Sima, S-I-M-A. And this particular radio was made in 2004, believe it or not. Yes, 2004. 2004, and this radio looks ancient as hell. Like, it looks like something from the 90s. Honestly, like the late 90s. It looks to be at about the same age gap as the Midland 74-200, which we coincidentally reviewed earlier today. But anyway, so as you can see, what does this particular radio remind you of?
An inverted version of the scanner we just reviewed recently.
Well, not the scanner.
I mean,
the Sangean.
Right.
Look at this thing. This thing looks very identical as an older ancestress version of the Sangean CL100. No joke. Look at this. Look. The screen is tilted up, except this one is adjustable, but his adjuster broke on this thing, so we're using a 9-volt battery just to hold it up. But yeah, it works. But this is, look, speakers on the left, buttons are right here and on the bottom. Screen is tilted upwards, but because it looks better that way. And on the Sangean, look, buttons are on the right and on the bottom, speakers on the left, screen is slightly tilted upwards, and the antennas are almost the same height. Except the FirstAlert is slightly more flat. But yeah, you can see this as kind of an ancestress version of the Sangean CL100 weather radio, and yeah. Well, there is one thing that is different from the Sangean and the FirstAlert, and that is the lights are on the top portion of the screen, and the power button and a power light. The Sangean doesn't have a power light. This radio does. So about a 9-year difference, because this is 2004, this is 2013. So we're not reviewing the Sangean because we already reviewed this particular radio, not this exact Sangean. This is Nicholas's Sangean over here.
Hi.
But we're not reviewing the Sangean today. we're going to compare it to the Sangean, yes, because it looks similar to it. But the Sangean was actually the radio that started this whole radio reviews series. So, without further ado, let's get into the first feature, and that would be the button beeps. And no, there's no siren test, but we can replicate it somehow, some way. But we'll see.
So, let's start with the first feature, the button beeps.
Sounds like a high-pitched WR100 to me.
Yeah, or an alarm clock.
Mm-hmm. Here, let me try this. Yep, it's an alarm clock.
Yep. So not really much to go over about the button beeps. They're high pitched.
They sound like an alarm clock. And not to mention, the buttons are clunky.
They are clunky. They are very clunky indeed. Like, I couldn't agree with you more on that one. But, for real. This thing is pretty much a white, sun-bleached brick right now. Because it's sun-bleached. Look at it. It's sun-bleached. You can see the yellowing on the volume knob. No offense to your radio. Because mine was the same way. But look at this. You see, like, the freaking outside is yellowing. And the volume knob especially, you can see it yellowing. And the inside of the screen here. Look, if I take out this battery, look at the yellow.
Yellow, like lemons.
Yeah, yellow. That is sun-bleached. That is a sun-bleached weather radio right there, as you can clearly see. Because this radio is normally supposed to be white, but as you can clearly see, there's some yellowing on it. So, yeah. I guess we can move on to the next feature, so let's go ahead and move on, and that would be the screen. Now, moving on to the beautiful green screen. Now, as you can see, it's a fairly simple screen. It displays the time right there, along with the date and year. The date of the week and the year, obviously. Right now, it's currently 8:27 p.m., Wednesday, August 15th of 2018. And as you can see, everything seems really simple. So, if we go into the menu real quick, you can see it's just a standard digital screen. Nothing too special, but there is a special feature on it, though. And just press the sleep function.
Time. These are the 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time observations for the Charlotte.
Yep, and there it is. There's the snooze button and everything, but it's just your standard digital numbered screen. Nothing too special. As you can see, the auto clock right there, but that is not needed because it already has the right time.
Oh, absolutely.
So, yeah, that's pretty much the screen, but now we can get into the Siren Test. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, and wow, the lighting is suddenly better, probably because of the screens. I almost sneezed, but went away. But anyway, I know what you guys are thinking. This radio does not have a siren test, and you guys are right. That's because we're about to show you this way, assuming the demonic possessed zone guards will get off of the damn thing. I got it.
Alright.
So, if I take both zone guards out, put this one right here. I'll put the zone guard plus right next to me for the hell of it, okay?
I got the zone guard over here.
Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this cable.
Actually, if I move my 74210 over here to this little chair, then we put the zone guard plus next to my zone guard. So
This way, you'll be safe from all demonic
temptations.
Oh God. But anyway.
And don't worry, we know.
It's a shit ton of radios.
Yeah, I know it's a lot of radios, but we'll be safe, don't worry.
Let me plug this piano into the surge protector right here. Okay. Now we can mimic the FirstAlert WX-268 siren. So we have to do a little bit of magic on a simple program called Ableton Live 9. So if I get the antenna out of the way, you'll be surprised as to how this siren sounds. I mean, you probably heard it in Thunder Buddy 01's videos over here, but you probably heard it, but most of you may not have heard it. So for those of you who have not heard the siren on this radio, along with the WX-167, you guys are in for a shock. So if I put it carefully on top of his MacBook Pro, as Ableton Live 9 loads. So we're going to synth lead, click Chiffy Sinusoid lead. If I press a key on my piano, alright, with that, it should be working. Alrighty.
Nicholas, what did you just do?
I just did the Super Mario theme. Well, now you guys know I play the piano.
Okay. Anyway. Alright, let me hear this. Let me see. At least you play good. Alright, let's see. Alright. Hold on. Hold on. I have to find the right pitch. Can you hold down this key for me? Alright, let go. Alright. This is basically what the siren sounds like on the FirstAlert WX-268. So if you could hold that camera for me and point it at the FirstAlert. Alright. Yeah. That is basically what the siren sounds like, and I'm sorry it took so long for it to prepare, but yeah, that is basically what the siren is on this frickin' ancient-looking Sangean ancestral brick. Because, like the Sangean, it's loud.
Unlike the Sangean, the siren doesn't fade in. It just starts blasting you at high volume. Which, keep in mind, I had to set on low, and it was still loud.
Do you think we might have a new competitor to the King of Loudness?
I think so.
Oh, good lord. But, anyway, that is that. On to the next feature. So, this radio has the feature to block certain alerts. If you want a radio to be complex, you gotta add that alert blocking feature. But
Absolutely.
yeah, but this has a very, very interesting way of blocking alerts. Instead, it shows the code, for instance, administrative message, as ADR, and then it says not blocked on the side. Same thing for every warning. Look, blizzard warning, Boil water warning. What is this? BHW.
Biological
hazard warning. CAE is child abduction emergency. And you can see how it scrolls on the bottom. Civil danger warning, and let me focus in on this real quick. Yeah, civil danger warning. CFA is coastal flood watch. Coastal flood warning. CHW. CWW. What's CWW? Contaminated water warning. CHW is chemical hazard warning, which doesn't even exist anymore. But then again, this was 2004.
The damn watch!
The dam break warning.
Yep. DEW, contagious disease warning.
DMO, practice demo.
Hey, at least it's not demo or DM. And for those of you guys who don't get the reference,
You fucking suck.
but anyway.
But what does it suck?
The question is, who swallows? Wait, what?
Who swallows?
Oh, God. New game show on CNN is a fucking news network. Not a game show network. Oh, CBS.
CBS has also news, I think, unless they have a game.
Yeah, but don't they air The Price is Right?
I think so. Then again, I don't really watch CBS. The only game show channels I remember was Nick Gas. Those of you OGs that remember those of you that were a child like back in 04, maybe back to the mid to late 90s, you'll remember that channel.
Yeah. Hey, same era that this radio was made, coincidentally. Hey, this radio wants to eat. Give it some food, god damn it. This radio wants to eat. Never gets any food because it's a radio. But anyway, emergency action termination. EQW, earthquake warning, evacuation watch, evacuation, immediate evacuation.
Food contamination warning.
Flash flood watch, which we'll never see again. Flash flood statement, flash flood warning, flood watch, flood statement, flood warning, fire warning, freeze warning. Wait.
FSW's flash
freeze warning. Yeah, flash freeze warning.
Freeze warning.
Freeze warning.
Hurricane local statement or hurricane statement.
Yeah, hurricane statement.
Hazardous
materials warning. Yeah. HWA. Hurricane watch. Here, hurricane warning.
High wind watch. High wind warning. Iceberg warning. Industrial fire warning. Took me a while.
Yeah, industrial fire warning.
Local area emergency. Law enforcement warning. I forget this.
Landslide warning.
Oh. I keep forgetting that's the thing.
National Audible Test. National Information Center. NMN. NPT. NST. Nuclear power plant warning.
Sheeran Harris, anyone?
Oh, you bet.
You psycho Steve. Hey. POS. Piece of shit.
But for real, that's power outage advisory.
Radiological hazard warning. Required monthly test. Required weekly test. Special marine warning.
Yeah, the kind of warnings that wakes you up at 3 in the goddamn morning, and this big Steve can fucking vouch to that right now.
Yeah.
Since he lives in Upton's county warning area.
And they tone special marine warnings.
Unlike Wilmington, North Carolina.
Wait, they don't tone those?
From what I've heard, no.
I'll move in there. Just kidding.
Oh, man. Hey, just be glad you don't live in Chicago's warning area.
Wait, why?
Because they issue special marine warnings up the ass.
Giggity.
Worse than Upton. Giggity. But anyway, SPW is shelter in place.
Which Matthew Schreier managed to catch.
Lucky fuck. SVA, SVR, SVS, TOA. Oh, one funny thing. What were we saying?
I was gonna say, and we're back to the beginning, but you can go ahead.
Yeah. One funny thing I would like to point out is that if you turn the dial fast enough, it sounds like the radio is farting.
God damn it.
Oh, then let me stop recording because I have my finger on the damn screen!
Next is the multiple source monitoring. So, for those of you that don't know, the FirstAlert WX-268 is capable of monitoring alerts from multiple sources.
As you can see by the select source text right here, it's not obvious enough that what the hell is wrong with you?
So, if I go to next, if I hit next, you can... So, weather band obviously is like standard.
Because if you had weather band as optional, then what's the point of having a weather radio?
So this radio can monitor just weather band only, weather band in FM, or weather band in AM. So here's the downside though. If I have weather band in FM selected, I'm gonna have to turn the volume down for this because
Copyright!
But basically,
Oh right, we're next to a computer, that's why.
so
Oh, I know a station that will work, even though it's next to the computer, and that will be 106.9 WMIT.
alright, so seeing as how, alright, so what the heck was I gonna say? Oh, now I remember. So if you have weather band and FM selected, you can't monitor AM radio because it needs to have FM open to activate for the alerts. So then if we go to not 108.0, 106.9 WMIT, it can monitor that station for alerts, and you can adjust the station from here. Like, it can be 106.9, or if I'm back at home, 106.1 WBLI, or let's see what else. It could also be 99.9 WEZN, and what's this? Oh,
Nothing daylight time.
99.9 WEZN, or 97.3 WKBC.
Wait, did you say 99.9 WEZN?
Yeah.
I thought that was WKSF over here. Or are you talking about the station you have at home?
I'm talking about the station I have at home.
Oh. Well, that's, 99.9 is WKSF over here. Kiss Country.
Nice. And same thing applies if I go over to the select source. If I go to weatherband in AM, I'll only be able to listen to AM radio. Like 840 WHAS, for example, which we recently got an SBR off of that station.
Like earlier today when we were outside reviewing this thing, like we got a severe thunderstorm warning out of the blue out of WHAS. We both faintly heard the Paul voice, but we heard the tones, so it counts, and we got our first alert. So, yeah.
Yeah. We could also have it set to 880 WCBS. And
Oh, of course, great man.
so, yeah. So there's that. And
This motherfucker. This piece of shit. Better stop.
so there's that. So, anyway, so if I go, like, what do you want, Apple Watch? What do you want? Instagram notifications? Yeah, whatever. So, if we go back to program, if we go to select source again, if we have it on weather band, it can monitor AM and FM, but
What the piss? What the piss?
select source.
I'm pretty sure I hit save.
So, basically, if you have it set back to weather band only, and what does Twitter want?
Oh, Nebraska.
So if you have it set to weather band only, you can now monitor FM and AM. So there's that.
And not only that, but when you get an alert on either AM or FM through this radio, it'll literally act like a freaking Sage Digital Endec for weather band alerts, AM and FM alerts. Because if you get, let's say you get like a tornado warning from WHAS-AM, if this radio is even that good enough to catch it, or 97.3 WKBC. Let's say you were to get a tornado warning off of that, either of those two stations. This radio will literally scroll the National Weather Service in Blacksburg has issued a tornado warning for whatever county NC on the bottom. It scrolls like that, like you would see on a television, like the red bar going across the screen, or the black EAS Comcast. So anyway, the compact.
Well, somebody's distracted.
Oh, okay, so Comcast is clearly owned by HP, who runs compact computers. So this is a compact yes.
Alright.
Basically, the Comcast EAS screen. So,
Alright. Actually, I would like to correct that. So, I've actually gotten alerts off of this thing, and it'll scroll the National Weather Service and whatever state, like back in Connecticut, it'll say the National Weather Service in Connecticut
yeah.
issued a whatever warning or watch or whatever.
Yeah, but here, for the weekly test, like it activated earlier for today, it said, like, the National Weather Service in North Carolina has issued a required weekly test, and I think it says, doesn't it say, like, the sender name, like KGSP or something?
Yeah, KGSP/NWS.
Yeah, KGSP/NWS. You know what would be cool? If the Sima FirstAlert displayed the header.
The header.
Yeah, like the header, like in CTTY, that decoder for EAS tones. Like if it would say like KGSP/NWS, ZCZC, FFW.
Oh, like that.
Yeah. That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
But then again, SEMA is probably not out of business, so they probably couldn't make any changes to this thing. Well, then again, they already made ugly-ass sun-bleached pieces of shit radios. Like the WX-150, which is basically an uglier zone guard.
Or an uglier 991, but...
The 991 is sideways.
But if you turn it the other way...
The buttons aren't aligned properly. The WX-150 is vertical. The 991 is horizontal.
Like
God damn it. Yes, it is.
There's that devious laugh.
Alright. Anyways. So, now that we've covered that, let's go over some of the bad features.
Yeah. Here is one of many reasons why SEMA is no longer a company to our knowledge. That's one of the reasons. It is extremely fragile. And I'll tell you what, Nicholas bought this thing back in May, and as soon as he got it, shortly after he got it, the screen mechanism completely broke on the inside. So that's why we are using this dead 9-volt battery to hold up the screen. Anything to hold it up at this point, because it's getting annoying. Like, he just got this thing and already it's limper than a frog's dick. Like, seriously, it won't even stay up. It won't even stay up. And on top of that, I'm going to tell you guys a little story as to what happened to my WX-268. I decided to do an unboxing with yours truly over here. And he witnessed it. As soon as I plugged it in, nothing. Just a click. The lights came on for 1 second, and then it powered off just like that. I tried it again. No success. I tried it again. No success. So that led me to do one thing that I would never do to any rare radio unless absolutely necessary.
Destroy it.
That's for later. I decided to take the radio apart to see what was wrong with it. I literally took out the button sheet, the screen. I literally took out the knobs for it on each side, the speaker array, the circuit board on the inside, the main board, the motherboard as you call it. And I literally tried to see what the problem was, but I could not figure it out. And then when I tried to put it back together, and I wasn't even forceful with it, as soon as I tried to put it back together, one of the supports inside the radio for the screw completely cracked from the inside out. And as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh, that can't be good. And then I took it apart again, and then I realized that the screw was extremely loose. And then at that point, I knew exactly what happened. The support on the insides, the supports on the inside of this radio are made of plastic, like the majority of this radio is. It's made of plastic. And it was very weak because it's been sun bleached like this particular WX-268 is. But my WX-268 was much worse than this one is. Nicholas's WX-268 is actually in very good shape compared to how mine was before it died on me. And then I eventually finished it off, but we'll get to that later. So after the supports for the screw inside broke, I took it apart again to see if I could fix it, and it was completely shattered beyond repair. It was an absolute mess. And then, it regrets me to say this, but I'm going to be bluntly honest with you guys. But this radio never worked in the first place, so what I did was I was just so frustrated. And after that, I smelt burning from the circuitry. And after I plugged it in, after it stopped burning for a second, there was no smoke or anything, but I smelt it burning. I think that was the main capacitor. But as soon as the burning smell went away, I tried to power it on again, and this time it would not work at all. It wouldn't even do the click. So out of complete frustration and rage, I literally, if I may, very gently just show the viewers what I mean. What I did was, I literally went on my bed, turned the radio around, and no joke, I was so frustrated, I literally punched the back of the radio with all my might, and yeah, I heard it break even more. But then again, at this point the radio was already completely obsolete.
Yeah.
So out of pure frustration, which I shouldn't have done, but I just couldn't help it, out of pure frustration I just punched the back of the radio, and then it was really destroyed inside. I was like, oy vey. And then to finally finish it off, this is going to make me look like a complete psychopath in front of you all. But, no joke. If you can hold the camera for 1 second, what I did was, before I put it back in the box, I literally took the radio like this, put my head against it, and smashed it. Yeah. I literally headbutted the frickin' radio. And guess what? The front case cracked too. Because that's how fragile these things really are. This one is in much better shape than mine was. And I'm glad I could review a working WX-268, but mine was completely obsolete from the start.
If I may add, when you powered it on one time, didn't it say EEPROM error or something like that?
Yeah.
Not only is it fragile cosmetically, but it's also fragile electronically, if that's even a word.
Yeah, it is. Electronically is a word.
Okay, good. I'm not just pulling words out of my booty or anything.
No, but I know I probably look very immature for saying what I just said, but it's fine.
It's fine. I actually have something to admit as well.
Oh.
When I got before I got that zone guard, which is sitting over there, before I got that zone guard, I ordered one for myself. And the first one I got, the cord was bad. Not to mention the radio wouldn't power on with batteries. And since I knew I was getting another one anyway, I was like, why do I need this broken one? It's not it's not even going to be worth my while anyway, so I just chucked it on the ground several times and destroyed it.
Oh, damn. So you basically did what I did with my old WX-268, except you did it on the ground instead of the bed.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I mean...
So I could understand the frustration with not having a working radio.
I mean... And to think that it was rare that I really wanted it, I mean... Just to have it come, like, not working in the first place to even begin with is just, like... That really blows. And the only difference is your zone guard wasn't rare, because zone guards are common, but no matter what the radio is, and I'm not condoning what either of us did, what we did was wrong, but it was just out of pure frustration. We can just forgive ourselves for it, but still, the fact that you buy a rare weather radio like I did with this WX-268, the fact that I bought one of the 5 WX-268s, and this is one of the 5. And you are very lucky to have yours working. Let me just say that. The fact that you see a rare weather radio, like a WX-268, and to have it come at your location, and you're all excited for it, and then to find out that it never worked in the first place, that really blows.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a really painful experience. It may not seem painful to most people, but for us EAS enthusiasts and collectors, I mean, these radios really mean something to us. That's why we have so many.
Yeah.
Because these things are not just electronic devices that blast our ass out of bed at 3 a.m. every goddamn morning for a special marine warning, or a tornado warning, or whatever warning it may be.
Even though some people like to think that, but then again, what do they know?
Right. But still, these radios, as weird as it may sound right now, they actually mean something to us. Because they're pretty much our EAS buddies in catching alerts. It makes it more fun. But the frustration is unreal if you don't have a working radio. Like, let's say you find a black and silver.
Like this, for example.
Yeah, let's say you find a black and silver. And you buy it, of course.
And then, hypothetically, once you take it out of the box, I mean, I know the black and silvers aren't really supposed to do this because of old technology, but let's say, hypothetically, you take it out of the box, the next thing you know, high-pitched squeal or something. I know, not really realistic because
It's not a version 5!
but
Yeah.
but still.
Or if somebody made a joke about it and sent you a version 2 white. Like counterfeit.
Yeah.
Like, the frustration would be immense.
It would even be more immense if someone colored it with Sharpie. And I know I made a joke inside of a scenario, and I could tell you're zooming in on me.
This is why he is a big brother Steve. This is why he's a big brother Steve to me.
But yeah, I only covered mine in Sharpie because it was broken.
Oh.
Like, didn't it got the high-pitched squeal of death or something, but that's besides the point. The point is that the FirstAlert WX-268, and I'm sure the same goes for the 167, is a very fragile radio. Too fragile for its own good. And it's somewhat sickening, in my opinion, because they could have built this thing better. Because for a radio that is technologically advanced as this, that could allow you to see the scroll on AM, FM alerts. This thing is from 2004, and it has the same technology as the Spark HD radio, for God's sake. They could have...
Or something comparable, like to the NDEC.
Yeah. Honestly, in my honest opinion, they could have built this thing better. Because, judging by the way it looks, from the way... Like, from age... I mean, I could understand it being yellow from the sun and all, but the materials they used were so cheap, and you can obviously tell. Like, look, this black and silver is from 2001, possibly, to 2002. And it still looks like mostly brand new, apart from the scuffs and scratches. This version 1 WR300 that he has, it's still working fine. And no blemishes or yellowing or anything. Same thing with this version 2. Same thing with my version 2. Same thing with the Unit and Bearcat WX100. it's still working, and this thing is from 2000. 4 years older than this, and it still looks brand new because the owner took great care of it. This Recom R1650A is from 2002, and it still looks pretty spanking brand new for its age.
Same thing with 74210.
The 74210, yeah. The 12259. The 74200. Like, all of these radios that Nicholas has, like, he buys most of them used. And the owners who previously owned the radios, they take really good care of them. And I know you do, because otherwise you wouldn't have them here still.
Yeah. Not to mention your 74109.
Yeah, that I got at a thrift shop that is from the mid-90s, possibly early 90s. And look how new it looks.
Minus the antenna, but that's different.
Yeah, the antenna is not the original antenna. That's from my 120 over there. If I can focus it real quick, hold on. That's from my 120 over there. So hold on a second. Yeah, that's from my 120. I swapped antennas with the 74109 with the 120. But still, the point is, all these other radios, like look, here's Nicholas's Bearcat. Still working fine. Look, 2 Bearcats. 2 freaking Bearcats.
Oh, if I may interrupt for just a second, is it a coincidence that I just got an email from Midland Radio as we were just talking about the 74109?
Midland, if you are watching this, we salute you. Alright, but yeah. Oh, my 74210, which he gave to me, his old one, that had a busted speaker, but works regardless.
It activates. I even self-activated it before I gave it to him, and it works. It activates.
Yeah. Like, the 2003 261s. The 2004 261. Look, this 261 was made in 2004. Same year as the First Alert. And yet the 261 looks much better than the First Alert does. Tenfold. Like, I know these radios were placed in different environments and such, but this is no excuse. Like, I've seen most of the WX-167s yellowed. And the owners could be lying, I don't know, but most of the radios I've seen, like the WX-167s, they're the exact same version of this radio, apart from the AM/FM capabilities and the scrolling on the bottom, but still, they're also yellowing quite easily, and the owners are saying that they just stored them in a garage or something. They could be lying, I don't know. But if that is the truth, then, and if they're getting yellow just from the environment on the inside of the garage, then that means these things are really poorly built, and Sima should have known better. They should have known better. That's why they didn't make so many of these. That's why they're so rare now. Because most of them had broken. Most of them broke when you took them out of the box. I bet you $500 that these things are so cheaply built that as soon as people bought them and took them home after about a week of use, bet it started to die on them. But this is one of the lucky ones. But still, Sima should have known better. Same thing with their other radios in their lineup, like the WX-150, 167, like,
and even the 67, which nobody probably even heard of. It's basically the 2003 version of the 167. It looks exactly identical, but the buttons are different.
Yeah. But still, the WX-67, 167, and 268, they all should have been built much better than they should have back then. I know this was 2004, but they had much better materials in 2004.
Yeah, like, you know what I would really love to see Spectra do now that they bought out First Alert?
What?
I would love to see them remaster this product.
Yeah.
Like, seeing this. This is just poorly built. This, on the other hand, yeah, it's not the same model of First Alert, but damn, like this.
Night. Mostly cloudy with a chance of showers and...
Compared to what Sima made, Spectra is like gods compared to Sima. Because, I mean, that would be nice if they did remaster this product. Like, if they did, I wonder what would it be like. I wonder if it would have the same dot matrix screen as the Sangean does. Or maybe it'll look like the Sangean just rebadged. But...
Or maybe it could be, like, an improved version of this.
Yeah, it could be an improved version of it, but...
Like, this
how?
asset, like...
Like, would they make it more round than it already is, like a circle or something?
Maybe they could keep the same design, and maybe try to build an. Actually, wait, no, that probably wouldn't work.
Or just make a completely new design in general. Like, what they should do, they should find the former employees of Sima, try to contact them for their blueprints on this radio, if they still even exist, and then they can take charge of it and try to rebuild it themselves. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, regardless of how poorly built this radio's great! Like, it's a great radio, but still, the major downside of these radios is that they are really poorly built, and that's what kills it. That's why not too many people bought these. And I didn't know this until after my rage with the WX-268 took place. This thing is so fragile, it's unreal. And it's a damn shame. Like, it's so freaking terrible. A lot of people are going to comment about the rants we did.
And that was the first thing I got, but that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
So, in conclusion, this radio, despite how technologically advanced it is, it's poorly built. Not to mention fragile. I mean, yeah, it's the same thing. Like, look, if I remove the battery, that happens.
And look at this. I mean, if you carefully look back here, and if I bring this into the light, you can see right in here, these two little tiny slots right here, you can see the plastic moving. You can see the moving. Look, you see it? It's gone now. When I tilt it back up, there it is again. Look, you saw it move. You saw it move right there. Hold on. Keep the camera still and look at this piece of plastic right here. Look at this.
Like, not to mention you can hear it moving.
Yeah, look. Yeah, look. Let me get it back out here. Look. And not to mention, look at this broken piece. Look at this.
And should I also mention, I actually forgot to mention this myself. But even the wall mounts are broke.
Yes, same with mine. My wall mounts are broke as soon as I took it out of the box. And I didn't even use it.
Neither did I, because
Plaster walls can't be used to hang shit up!
see, this is why if you have wood walls or any walls that actually support hanging stuff, you're lucky. Because, look, wood.
Oh, gotta love the sound of wood!
I live in a treehouse, man. What do you expect?
Yeah, and yet my half of the house, because my house was built in the 1930s, and I think there was an extension built in the 60s or something like that. But my half of the house happens to be the 1930s side, plaster walls. The other half of the house, if I remember correctly, it's sheetrock.
Sheetrock?
I think so. I'd have to double check with my mom on
You
that.
can't hang it on that either, can you?
Yeah, but somehow, my sister's room. I mean, yeah, I don't really talk about my family's rooms often, but my sister, she had like a giant peace sign, probably as big as that table over there.
If I could aim the camera at the table, that'd be great.
The peace sign was probably as big as that table over there, and she was able to hang it up using thumbtacks.
Oh my god. So how come you can't do the same?
Well, I'm no what's the proper name of the person that would do this type of stuff?
Carpenter?
Yeah, I'm no carpenter, but I think plaster is a much denser, like a thicker piece of material, and sheetrock I think is like lighter.
Yeah, true. But still.
But getting back on topic, this radio and its accessories extremely fragile, and there's still tape on, there's still glue from the sticker, but that's separate because
I like to peel stuff off.
But and plus it was kind of covering the speaker, which was
Not to mention a bad place to put a sticker in the first place.
But yeah, this radio extremely fragile. Otherwise, it's perfect. If Sima could have said, "Oh, what jackasses were we? We didn't make this strong enough," or if Spectrum could come in and say, "Oh, this radio is actually really complex, but we could improve it by a lot. This radio could be a lot better if Sima just got their heads out of their asses and just said, "Oh, let's make it stronger." So,
But they didn't. So I guess we just have to deal with it because this was made in 2004.
yeah. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed our very juicy rants.
And our radio reviews episode, but overall, because of how technologically advanced it is a great radio. The concept is a great radio, but it's the fragility of this radio that kills it all, and that's a damn shame, like a real damn shame.
Yeah.
So, I guess we can end it now. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to leave a like on this video, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel along with ThunderBuddy01's. Hi. For more videos like these. So, if I can take the camera here real quick. This has been another Devious Radio Reviews episode. This is Clay Ranger 143 signing out along with
ThunderBuddy01.
And we'll see you guys in the next Radio Reviews episode.
Sharpie Burl, Mustang, and Expo.
Three main sponsors. Well, not really sponsors, because we can't have sponsors! But, anyway, guys, we'll see y'all in the next video.
What's up, guys? ThunderBuddy01 here, along with
Clay Ranger 143.
And today, we are going to be reviewing a very common. We're going to be reviewing a very rare weather radio. Next is the
Let's say that again before my tongue twists.
Next is the multiple source monitoring. So basically, for those that don't know, next is the multiple source monitoring. So this radio, believe it or not, can monitor that. Let's not try to make another fourth take. Something completely unrelated, but why do I have I know it says Bell's 5 but like Bell's all up there. But, oh! Balls 5 sticky. Balls 4 hard.
That's Bells!
I know it says Bells. It just looked like balls from here.
Balls, big balls. Hey, plays AC/DC Big Balls.
Alright, let's try this again.